Hi, and welcome to another episode of Kuntarkis. My name is Michael Yon. This episode is Casual Kuntarkis 16. Kuntarkis starts by talking about dictators and how they're hurt inside.
These people who become dictators, emperors, kings, queens, whatever else, controllers, they grow up. If people went back and looked at their lives as a child, they would see the negative conditioning that's been placed upon them, doesn't matter what it is, and that has encircled their entire existence right up to that very moment when they choose to place hatred, violence, and anger on whoever. And all these dictators that create wars are basically the hurt child within. 100%, mate. Very sad. Also, at the same time, very laughable to what they do. And that's what people are. And they do it at all different levels. You can be a really basic person, yet because of what happened to you as a child, you buried it into your lower chakra. And as you grow up, it literally begins to vibrate upwardly to help you. Now, I was telling Misha, and she knows about this already, but I was saying to her about what I'm just talking about. And I was saying that on Nar'Karones, I said what was created was this massive room, and it's got all these different areas where you can go into, and they're all got privacy. You can take a family into it, a single person, a double person, like people who are together, like married. You lay on these beautiful soft couches, long ones, and you can wrap yourself in a blanket. You can lay on your side, whatever you want to do. There's no cameras to watch you. It's all total privacy. And the Nar'Karones don't believe in, sneaking on other people.
Surveillance.
Yeah, surveillance. They don't believe in that. They don't have any of that type of stuff. But they can do it if they have to. If, say, somebody came onto the planet that they couldn't find, they would find them within probably less than a minute. But the point is, when you lay down, they have machinery. I'll have to call it technology in machinery, and that machine has got its own form of AI, which is artificial intelligence, but at a much, much higher rate of consciousness. And its awareness is so incredible. And what it does, it literally sends out invisible microscopic particles that have a form of intelligence that enters your body, and it knows exactly what emotions you need to let go of. Like, say, if an Nar'Karon went to war and they had to slaughter people, like really bad people that were murderers and rapists and all that, it still affects them in a way where they're sad because it's still a form of murder in a way, even though you're getting rid of the crap, the evil, which needs to be done. If it plays on you emotionally, they don't want it embedding itself like it does within humans for every lifetime that has existed on that individual. They want to cleanse it. So when a Nar'Karon goes into there, male or female or child, it knows exactly where it has to go. And what it does, it embeds those emotion or that emotion, brings it to the surface, and it communicates with you from a consciousness level, and you learn to let go. So when you finish your session, you get up, you feel great, you'll go and have a workout, a train, whatever, and you feel you can go home and you're totally balanced. And you know what the emotion was because it's left it there for you to see, but you must be unbiased. And that's what the Nar'Karones do to keep a fully balanced society over their entire world. And the Nar'Karones don't have an issue with it. And nothing is ever recorded, ever. And if you need to go back, you go back. Here on Earth, everything's recorded. So if they think, say the information got back to, say, the government, security, and they know that you do this and you do that, and they don't like it, that you talk against them, they will use that evidence against you to put you in prison, to put you in a mental home. That's how humanity is when it comes to governments, because they want total control. Just like Albanese wants Australia to be converted completely into communism. And that's where the issue is.
Yeah, but this big room in Narkariss, that sounds fantastic. Book me a trip, I'd like to go.
Oh, yes, I bet you would too. Mate, you would feel so different. I'm not joking. It would be like 10 ton of crap just come off you. That's what it would feel like. And it would make you feel really pleasant and make you feel wonderful. It's called balance. And that's one of the most essential things in life. Because we're not taught to discover balance in our chakra centers, we run amok through our emotions throughout our entire life, all at different levels. There is not one person on this earth that does not have those emotions that cause the imbalances. They think they do, but they don't, because nothing is ever looked at from life to life to life to life. Yeah.
Wow, that's really advanced. That's really special of them.
Oh, very, very advanced, mate. Very, very advanced. Yeah, they have technology that you can stand there and the machine will turn you invisible and you can communicate. So you can go in somewhere. So, sorry, they have a machine system with technology that is so highly advanced. All they do is put you into a suit. It's like a warrior suit, and you're connected to this technology. It doesn't matter how far away from Narkariss you are. And if you go to a planet to investigate it before the Nar'Karones come there to help or to evict the bad ones, they will send you in a ship that is completely undetectable, and you'll be projected down to that planet and you'll be invisible because you have that suit on. You can make yourself visible or you can be visible the whole time. And all the information that you are literally acquiring is automatically recorded directly back to Narkariss in their own security. So they know exactly what's going on. Just in case you get caught, they can immediately send down a pack of troops or warriors to find you and save you. That type of thing.
Wow.
You know, so they have really, really advanced technology, mate. It's incredible.
You said that they project you down from the ship to the planet. How do they project you? What's that like?
Well, see, we don't understand the meaning of living energy. And living energy, most people, if I explained it, would think, okay, your spirit's living energy, your physical body is solid matter. So when you die, your solid matter body goes back to the earth or is incinerated. But your spirit is the original living energy. So you live. What they don't realize is the solid matter that is physical is also created physically through a term of birth, but it's still living energy formulated into a much denser matter, which is third dimensional. Do you relate to that?
Yeah, keep going. Yeah.
Yeah. So what they do, they put you into a cylinder, they turn it on, and it literally turns you to living energy. And they project you directly from under the spaceship down upon the planet. And as soon as you reach there, and they disconnect, you automatically become physical, but you're still invisible. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So you do kind of get beamed.
You get beamed, mate. Yes, you do. They, how would you say? They break down the atomic structure of your physical matter. They don't need to break down the atomic structure of your spirit because that is your life force. So your life force is within the breakdown of your solid matter. So you're still there, and as soon as you go to the planet and they turn it off, you automatically become solid, and your spirit is within you. And because you got the suit on, you're invisible.
Yep. Wow.
And you can literally you can be put anywhere, right in the city. And you can just go around and find. You can spend several days there and just find what you need to find out, or weeks. And then you report back, which it does automatically. And whatever happens, happens. Yeah.
Wow. Do you think that's is that similar to when they have I don't think it is now that I think about it. You have between the major cities on Narkariss, you have portals that go between the different cities, and you basically line yourself up after you've made an appointment to do it, and you walk through. When you walk through, do you dematerialize and then materialize on the other side in the same way that you were doing from the spaceship?
No. It's like you physically walk through it, and because the dimension is like I'm just trying to think
connected.
of the word, mate.
It's two spots connected,
it's
isn't
connected
it?
to
Yeah.
exactly that spot, which could be 1,000 kilometers away from city to city.
Yeah.
And you literally just go through, and when you come out, you are in that city automatically. You have a specific point of entry and of coming out, so you don't get run over. That type of thing.
Yeah.
Right? So it's all worked out. Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, that's good. Wow.
Yeah.
What about this could go forever. We could talk about time travel, but I know they have technology that relates to seeing into the future and the past.
Yes.
But
Yes.
they don't literally time travel, do they?
No, they don't. No, there's no need for them to do that. There's no need.
Right.
Yeah, there's no actual need to actually time travel. But you can go into the past. They have gone into the past, yes.
You mean looked at the past or literally jumped into the past?
No, they've gone into it. They've gone into it. Yes, they've gone into it. Oh, by the way, I must tell you, Father spoke to me 2 nights ago, and I meant to say something, but I don't think we spoke that day. I think I just passed my brain or my mind. But Father said to me that he showed me a screening of the amount of Nar'Karones on the first planet Narkariss 1. And now they've got it named as Narkariss 1 and Narkariss 2. That's what they've done. And the first planet, it's beautiful, mate. Everything is like it was never touched. It's perfect. It's like they've lived there all the time and never left. There's nothing out of place. The buildings are perfect. The people, it's just incredible.
Because there was a war there, and then Nar'Karones restored it years later.
Yeah. Only just recently, actually, not that long ago.
Wow.
He totally restored it and never told them. And then he restored it, and then he turned around. He turned around and he told the Nar'Karones, and then the Nar'Karones reapproached him and says, what about if some of us go and live there again? Is that allowed? And he said, yes. He said, that's why I've done it. He said, yes, but I wanted you to make the decision. I didn't want to make the decision for you. So that's what they've done. And they've set it all up. Everything.
Wow.
They've got at least, I think it's 18 portholes that they can actually travel through with their spaceships, special spaceships, and they can be from Narkariss 2 to Narkariss 1, and the same on the way back within 1 hour, which is 60 minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They can now travel like that.
Wow.
Yeah. They've set that all up. And Father was the main person who set it up. Yeah, so it was really very good.
Gee, that's fantastic. Wow. So he showed you a screening. You got to see.
I got to see all of it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. absolutely. Also saw all the what do you call it? It's not a crematorium. It's like a facial place of not worship.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean, don't you? But I
Yeah,
can't
but
think
for
of a
the
word
like
for it.
stones for the people that have died, like
Yes,
a
yeah.
not a
There's
cemetery, but a remembrance area.
exactly. They've got a whole area, mate, which is huge, set up, and it's like going into a graveyard, but it's not. And what it is, it's a statue of every single one of those 300 that gave up their life as volunteers, and they were created into statues through special technology, and they're there. And you can go along and you can sit around the little table that is each one, like families that whatever, like what they call it, ancestors,
Yep.
and you can sit there and you can have a glass of Pasaki purple tea or a little bit of food that's brought to you. It's like a massive restaurant, but it's external with little
Hmm.
covers, and it's really beautiful. Very, very beautiful.
So that part of the history of the planet is kept.
Yes, and
Yeah.
and they've got big, massive screens, but over the top of the whole thing is a clear roof, a roofing system that's been placed there at a living energy, and it comes down on an angle so far. So yes, you get wind if wind comes along, but or breeze. There's not a lot of wind really on that planet. There's only breezes, and you can sit there in peace. And if you can look up on your computers that are on every single table, you press a button and it comes out of the table, and you can log into it and uh, log up your ancestors from all those millions of years ago through names, through energy sources, and you can bring them up and realize that, oh my God, this one was related to my family all those many, 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 many years ago, which is basically 13.5 million years ago. So yeah,
Wow.
it's very interesting, mate. Just to see it. I saw their shopping facilities. I saw their massive housing situation. Oh, everything. It was really, really good. Really good.
What's the housing situation like? Are they all joined or all separate?
Many are joined, many are separate. And the ones, this is what I explained just recently in the book that I'm editing. Very briefly in the meditation that I'm doing, I did a meditation and how these people, you can go into a meditation, open up your vessel, project your spirit, and go into the atmosphere, travel at tremendous speed, going through portholes, and eventually seeing a speck in the distance, coming across that speck, and it's um, Narkariss, Narkariss 2, going down to the planet. You have a beautiful, misty, whitish light all around it, and you enter it, and you go to the room of knowledge that you're guided by a Nar'Karon, and all that type of stuff. And it was just really beautiful. But I also explained very briefly to the person so they understood that the buildings, a lot of dome-shaped buildings, are very different to what's on planet Earth. Huge, massive. And then I explained about the three buildings that are 3 kilometers high. There's got 66 or 69 pyramids on top of each other. Right? People will say, "Oh, how can they sit on top of each other at a point?" They're not built like that. They're not constructed like that because the Ilias, being the architectural geniuses of the universes, they created them so they have a center that the pyramid is sitting there, but there's a center that's huge. And inside the center of that center is the actual elevator that goes all the way up. That type of thing. So I just explained that very briefly.
Yeah, and it holds them all together, does it?
Oh yeah, it does, mate. It does. Yes, and they got verandas and everything. Very different formulations of constructions because it's all made from living energy. When living energy is bound together, it is so solid, it just will never break, no matter how much weight is extended. Here, if you extend concrete out too far and you don't have a support beam under it, it will break off because of its weight. But it's like the building is weightless in a way. That's what it looks like, but it's not. But it's powerfully strong, beyond measure.
Wow. And super tall.
And super tall, mate, 3 kilometres.
Oh.
That's a long way up. I think it's 69 or 66. I just can't remember off the top of my head if it's 66 pyramids on each building high or 69. I suppose it doesn't really matter. The other night, not last night, the night before, I got to say this because I've been meaning to tell you because I found it very funny. I was watching this guy on this little video that my darling sent to me, and he's swinging his arms from standing still on the ground, and he's swinging his arms from the side of his body up, straight with the top of his head, going upwards, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, both arms. And they say if you do 100 of those a day, you will lose your belly and you'll strengthen up not just your waist, not just your arms, your shoulders, but basically your bottom muscles and all that type of stuff. And I saw that anyway. When I was training, I was doing bouncing and I finished all my isometrics. And I said, I think I might I'll do 10 minutes. I ended up doing 15, but I did 10 minutes of really fast twisting and arms going up to the front and also from the side upwards. And then I suddenly realized something. I looked at the thing that I was doing in a minute, and I was doing 100 arm movements in that 1 minute. And I said, wow, I'm doing 50 every 30 seconds. That's 25 each arm, whether it's sideways or frontways. So if I'm doing 10 minutes and it's 100 per minute, that means I'm doing 1,000 in 10 minutes. And I do 35 to 40 minutes. So I'm doing well over 3,000 movements with my arms, frontways, sideways, 3,000. And I started laughing my head off. And I woke JC up. He came in, he said, Dad, you okay? I said, yeah, I'm just having a bit of a fit, laughter at the moment. And when I finished, I went back into his room and he was still a little bit awake. And I told him a story and then he went to sleep. And I said, good night, quietly, and I left him. And I was laying in bed thinking about it. I said, holy hell, 3,000 in 30 minutes. I just didn't realize that.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, for a person that's supposed to be 75 years of age, and I don't feel any pain. And
Wow.
yet I have had a couple of men who I've spoken to about exercise and that, and they say they do hand movements, arm movements, and they do like, say, 20 or 30, 40, and the next day their arms feel like they can't even lift them. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
The power of thought and the power of consistency is very, very important in how you see yourself. If you think you are sore and you say to yourself, oh God, I'm so sore. Oh God, I'm so sore. Oh God, I'm so sore. You become sorer. You create the circumstances through your thoughts, be it positive or negative. Yeah. So you got to be positive in everything that you do so you don't create the circumstances of negativity the following day.
Because your ego might kick up a fuss, but can do it silently, can't it?
Yes.
You might not even know that your ego's against the new thing that you're doing.
Yes, that's true.
Wow.
That's why you've got to learn that the ego, which is the human brain that's been created over the last 928,000 years, has had many lives and has had many egos of construction, of conditioning and belief systems up until now. So we have to learn to change that and realize that our human brain is what it is, but it's still a storage of data. And if our brain starts to fail when we get older because of the type of foods we eat, which is half the problem, our brain becomes, what do they call it? Dementia.
Mm-hmm.
And we lose that information. But if we learn to connect to our mind beyond the human brain, being pure living energy, we don't forget, because we are directly connected from the mind to your cellular memory. That's why I'm discovering in myself, and anyone can do it if they put the time and energy into it and be positive. We can discover our previous lives, whatever they may have been. And just recently, Michael, only a few nights ago, I had one of the most wonderful experiences. I haven't seen him for a long time. And I connected with Tang Yung. You remember Tang Yung?
Yes.
Yeah, the Dragon Society on Doricea, the Doricans. And I connected with him in space. And we literally shot back as energy on a stream. What do they call it? There's a word. Slipstream. Thank you. On a slipstream back to the planet. And when I got back to the planet and we became physical, I saw myself as a dragon, and so was he. And we experienced so many things. And one of the things is they did so long ago when they were dragons and they became consciously aware, they had races. And the races was from point A all the way around the planet back to point A. And they had this. And they had spots where you would stop, even overnight, and you would rest. And then the next day you would continue at a certain particular time. So your time factor was put on record. And when you got around back to point A, they would look at it all on every one of the dragons, and suddenly they would say, so one. Because they were like, an hour earlier, whatever. And that's what Tang Yung and I did, just for fun. We were scooting around the planet, and we were staying at different places that were set up, and we would stay there all night just staring into the skies and watching the falling stars. It was amazing.
Wow.
Absolutely amazing. And we could also, by the way, transform back into humanoid. And we only did that at night. And it was 1.19 million years ago.
What's that exactly?
That lifetime that I existed on Doricea was 1.19 million light years ago. Years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not bad.
Yeah.
And I had so much fun as a dragon. I really did. I had so much fun.
What do you guys eat?
Great. Sorry?
What do you eat as conscious dragons?
Oh, well, originally, you know what they were. They were massive carnivores, and they ate anything that was meat, right? That's the way they were. And the Nar'Karones, as I explained to you in one of the episodes, they came very cautiously, and they helped. And Tang Yung was the only one from the word go that accepted them and turned and stopped the other dragons from attacking and said, you must listen to these aliens. They are here to teach us. I brought them here. That's what he would say, right? And that's when it all started. Yeah, there were ones that were a little bit funny, when they tried to eat a couple of the Nar'Karones and they were smacked down and all that type of stuff. But what we ate when I was there, in just recently, seeing the past like that, we ate these massive, they will look like pumpkins, watermelons, all these different types of food. And we would grab them with our front hands. We had arms, much bigger than, by the way, than the T-Rexes. We could use them like human arms in a way if we were dragons. And we would literally take them off the actual big trees And sometimes we'd fly over the trees sideways and that and just grab them as we went past and bring them down. They were at least 5 times the size of a pumpkin or a watermelon. And we would eat it. And only eat one, mate, was enough to fill you completely.
Yeah.
Delicious. Yeah, absolutely delicious. All sorts of different types of fruit. And the strange thing that I remember very clearly, and I remember asking Tang Yung, and I asked him, I said, Tang, I said, why is it that your fruit is so large? He looked at me and laughed and said, look at us. Aren't we large? I said, yes. He said, the planet knows because it has a living spirit, just like your planet. And it knows what to create. And it was also in the helping of transforming the actual dragons from being dragons into humanoid, because it's called evolution. And the planet wants to evolve. It evolves as everything in life evolves on that planet. And it gives to help in that evolution.
Wow.
Because they listen.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Can you just explain, when you had this out-of-body experience just recently and you met up with Tang Yung, that was in the now, but when you shot back to the planet and you raced around the planet and spent nights eating and sleeping as such?
That was 1.19 million years ago.
So you revisited that?
Yes,
Yeah.
I revisited the past, that I was a dragon at that time. I came off the planet Nar'Karones because Tang Yung asked me, he said, the only way you will learn to understand the reality of what a dragon is to become one. And I did. I chose. So my spirit was brought after my physical death. My spirit was brought to that planet. And I entered into a female dragon in her pregnancy. And I became a dragon, born to the planet. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Bit hard for people to fully accept or understand. But if you look at how a child is born, I mean, we live from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime to lifetime. And most of us live in the same wheel of life. The only difference is the circumstances. But we bring the same people normally back into our existence from lifetime. One time we're a son, next time we're the daughter, the next time we're the parent or the grandparent. We learn all the different realities of what a parent should be, a grandparent should be, a child should be. But on this planet, it's very hard because of what is occurred. This planet is one of the very fewest planets that have had 157,000 violent wars in the last 928,000 years. Normally, a war can be like 400,000 years apart from another war, or an alien race comes to the planet where that planet has never had a war. So they don't understand what a war is. And suddenly, they're being bombarded by aliens. So we learn. And we need to do that here on Earth.
Oh, we need to learn. We also need to learn to let go of all that's happened in the past.
Oh, absolutely, mate. That past keeps haunting us, honestly, and we bring the same people back into our life, which create karma upon ourselves. I said to my wife today, we were talking about a specific subject while we're having lunch, and there was this woman many, many years ago, and she came to me from a spiritual church, and she met me there, and she heard about me, and she wanted to come, so she came. And we had an hour and a half session, and she was telling me about she suspects her husband of being a womanizer and also having an affair, or more than one affair. And she said it's really, really affecting her emotionally. And also she had 2 or 3 children. I can't remember exactly how many. Anyway, we spoke about it, and I explained many things to her to overcome it. Anyway, about 4 months later, she came to the church again, and she made a booking with me, and she came and saw me, and she said, yes, my husband is having an affair. probably 2 affairs he's had. And yes, he just is a womanizer. He's just incredible. And I just explained, she said, what can I do? So I explained it. And she suddenly, out of nowhere, she abused me. I mean, literally abused me. And she's basically saying, how dare you tell me this and tell me that? You know, you're trying to wreck my life and all that type of stuff. And I said, listen, hang on. I said, this is what you want to say to your husband, not to me. You know, and then later on, something else went on, and she would not face the issue, and that was her problem. She kept burying it. She didn't want to destroy the relationship, mainly because of the physical things. Her husband was a very important person in the company and was earning very good money. So she didn't want to, how would you say, lose all that. So she preferred to put up with all the deceit and put up with all the pain. And later on, she created bowel cancer for hatred against her husband. And it took a long time, but I think she passed away. So, you know, people don't look at the issue that's been created in a relationship, because the relationship is because it was the other way in a previous life. And we keep bringing the same, pardon the expression, crap, which is C-R-A-P, into our existence. And it's only when we learn to let that go and don't hang around people who are judgmental and very negative, then we start to find peace and balance and bliss within ourselves. But if we hang around people who are negative all the time and put negativity onto us, put negative thoughts into us, backstab us, we attract into our life from that point all negativity. In reality, we have to let it go.
Did you notice she had done it to him in the previous life?
Yes.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, she did. And she was the man.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was the man in that previous life. Whether it was the previous or the one before, but I saw it. They showed me. I couldn't tell her that, because she would have just blew me up. She did say to me, she said to me, the last part was when I explained something to her, the best options. She literally swore at me and called me a so effing something man. And I said, hang on. I said, you got that wrong. And what do you mean? She said to me. I said, I'm an Nar'Karones from another world, but I'm in a human male body. That's all. And she just looked at me, gave me that look, stood up and walked out. I just let it go. I didn't say another word. Yeah. And she didn't pay me. She didn't pay me. She forgot. So I just let it go.
Right. Gosh, I guess you've come across a lot of people that have come to you because they want to let go of whatever it is that's bothering them, but in the end, they refuse to let go of it.
Yes. But I've only ever had about 3 out of all hundreds and hundreds of people that was abusive. The rest were just sort of, it's really hard to let go, and they were very different. They weren't aggressive and rude and disrespectful.
I guess it is hard for, like, you can explain how to do it in a simple way, but it is hard for people to let go of what they're holding on to emotionally.
It is, mate. Yes, it is. Very, very, very true.
Their experience, it is difficult.
Yes. Yeah. It is. And I explain that. I do explain that to every one of them, that, yes, it is very hard. But I said we have to learn to be strong if we want to live the truth, if we want to get out of the delusion that we each have created. And all the delusions that we've created is simply our negative experiences in life. That's all it is. And holding on to that causes all the illnesses and diseases in the end.
And I mean, in a simple way, just saying, I love myself and I accept and let go of my past. Isn't that a small, simple formula that kind of encapsulates it?
Yes.
Wow.
one of the most powerful recognitions for your physical self and your spiritual self, which is your spirit. When I say spiritual self, I am talking spirit. So we recognize that we have a spirit as much as we have a physical. Is to say these words, really simple words. I am living energy, formulating into living consciousness. I am living energy, formulating into living consciousness. What you're saying is, and that's very powerful, what you're saying is that you are created from the substance called living energy. And as you grow consciously, you are being formulated into that consciousness, higher levels of understanding. So you're admitting it, that you're growing. So if you say, I am living energy, formulating into living consciousness in every moment of every breath. You say that every day, several times a day, and you put feelings into it and be spontaneous, you will be amazed, absolutely amazed.
Wow. That becomes your focus and your understanding. Yeah.
Yeah.
You put feelings into it and you be spontaneous means that you're doing it for real as opposed to just repeating yourself automatically.
Yeah. And being real is very, very important, mate. Like to say something like that, to be real. You feel it. You'll feel your energies. It's quite incredible.
How many minutes do you spend a day in affirmations?
Oh, that's a hard one to answer, but I would say from let's say from early morning, 6 a.m. till 6 a.m. the following morning. So we got a 24-hour cycle. I would say 20 minutes, probably 20 minutes. With affirmations, I say 14 affirmations in 10 minutes, mate, and they're long. And I say them every second day.
That's good.
It's like the one I say, yeah, and the one I say like say the light is my strength, the essence. It's probably about a minute long, but it's a lot, and people can't understand when I'm in the right conscious mode. I just say them all, one after the other. Yeah,
Wow.
it's like saying this one: I am divinity. I am divinity. I am divinity. I am all that is and all that will ever be. I am divinity. I am infinite consciousness, connected to all things, and all things are connected to me. I am divinity. I am ageless. I am timeless. I am endless. I am weightless, and I am motionless. I am divinity. I am divinity. I am divinity. That's a really quick one, but it takes a lot to remember it.
Mm-hmm.
And once you go beyond the brain, you'd be surprised how easy it is to remember.
Yeah, sometimes from the brain, I think like, all right, I'm just going to do some now just off the top of my head. And then I draw almost draw a blank and have to start fresh. It's like, well, I this and I that. But yeah, I can see how having formulated words that you can fall upon again and again is very valuable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. And some of them, they really sound complicated, right? But it's amazing. The more you say it, the easier it becomes. And you don't even try to remember. You just allow it to flow from your inner being. And that's important. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Did you get to spend some time with Nar'Karones recently as well? Just the two of you when he was showing you about the Narkariss one? Was that nice?
Yes. He actually took me. I don't even remember the travel. All I remember is a hand touching my shoulder on the left-hand side saying, son, open your eyes. And I opened my eyes, and I was laying on this round, large sofa that looked like a massive pillow, so comfortable, pure white. And I was laying on it, and I was on his planet. That, to me, I just said to Father, I said, "Oh, Father," I said, I just wish I could do the things you do like I used to do when I was on Narkariss." He said, "You will again, son." He said, "Once you're away from planet Earth, you will. And once planet Earth has been completely cleansed," he said, "you will have no issue." He said, "That's why it is most difficult to do anything in a positive way while basically 85% of that planet is negative." And it's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's so true. Yeah, and we just sat there. We sat there looking at galaxies. That's right. Sorry, galaxies. I was going to say universes, but it's actually galaxies, which is from a distance. It just looks like a cloud, all different shapes, but it has the most beautiful arrangement of colors, like deep green, light green. It looks like it's got a universal door that's open to another world. That's what it looks like.
Wow.
And it's got other formulations of shapes and things like that. And just sitting there looking at that is just incredible. And yeah, we spoke. He showed me what he meant to show me, and that was brilliant.
Oh, you complained about Michael again?
Oh, totally. I said, "Michael, oh God, he's annoying me." He said, "Would you like me to vaporize him?" I said, "Oh, no, don't do that." No, that's a joke.
He needs to learn. He needs to learn.
Yes, I said he's learning.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Michael, the more you put into what you're doing and believing in yourself and growing from a spiritual and conscious level and really knowing that what is possible in the things that I've even expressed to you, that will open up your doorway to all higher forms of consciousness, of knowledge. And you'll know it, and it will just emanate out of you. Not all the time, but when you're in that moment of spontaneous expression, it will just come forth. And that's your true self. That's the real you. Not what is here in front of us, driving a car, talking at a pub, smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol, having wild sex and perverting on other women or other men. That's not life. That's illusion. And that's what stops you from growing as a conscious being. Eating animals is the most filthiest thing anyone could possibly do. Being a cannibal is a billion times worse. And that's what's happening on this planet. And it's growing and growing. It's incredible. But conscious growth, real conscious growth, real truth will literally open your door to freedom. And you'll step beyond it. And you'll realize without judgment that it's okay for everyone to do what they're doing. That's their way of life. But your life, you don't have to prove. You just live it. And you exist within it. And eventually, you'll exist out of it. And it will return you to where you should be, Narkariss.
Yes.
But only you can do it.
Mm. I like it. I like it.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Me too, mate. Me too.
Good.
I have got another meeting coming up very soon, Father said to me, just with the four of us That's Kalusha, Kanag, Narkariss, myself, and him, which is 5. Sorry, yeah, him makes 5.
Okay. Yep.
And that's going to be on the planet Shikani.
Yeah, great.
Yep. Apparently, he has some things to say to us.
Wow, fantastic.
Yes,
Something to look forward to. That's really good.
it is, mate. Something to look forward to.
Is it like what you were saying before about, the conscious growth and all those lovely words you said? It can be in the moment, the way that you approach whatever you're doing as well, can't it?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's your choice, Michael, how you do it. You can be guided with knowledge from others, but in the end, you can formulate it to suit yourself. There's no limitations.
Well, admittedly, I liked what you said, but I'm a little confused about how to be practical with what you said then. What
Okay,
examples of what I might do?
okay. This is another little one you can try too. If you go out for a walk, right, and you're walking on a path, say it's a concrete path, and there's grass on the side, there's houses on the left or the houses on the right, cars are passing you, put into your mind, say, I now connect to my mind. Just say it. I now connect to my mind, right? And I visualize that I am walking in the mountain, on a mountain track, going up and up and up and up and up. And I can see the mountain. I can see the path. And I'm getting closer and closer. I have strong breath, powerful lungs, and I'm going up and up and up and up. And as you go up, you say to yourself, I can see over all the townships in the distance. I can smell the air, so fresh, so beautiful, so inviting. And see yourself reaching the top. And on the top, there's nothing there except rock, trees. And you sit and you look out. And you just close your eyes. And you feel that you're projecting from your body. And you project. And you see your spirit fly. And you say, I am free. I am free. I am free. Because I am limitless. I have limited myself for so long. And I now proclaim that I am limitless. Now that's as you're walking on that path, on the concrete, with all the houses. You don't have to close your eyes because you might bang into a fence or a person, or you might walk on the road and get run over. But you just keep your eyes open and just visualize it in your mind and see it. The more you do that, the more you are touching the connection to opening your pineal gland to your mind. So when you actually meditate, you will see things in visions so much more clearly and more often. Yes, it will take some human time, but eventually, if you believe, and the passion is so strong and spontaneous, it will happen. I've been there, I've done it, and I'm still doing it, and I will never stop.
You're engaging your imagination, and your imagination is forming
Yep,
connections.
absolutely, absolutely,
Wow.
absolutely. I know what's possible, Michael, and there's a lot of things that I've never even spoken about because they go too deep. In time, maybe, but I know what's possible. And I know that most people would think that I was totally ludicrous, that I'm so far beyond it, that I've gone beyond, say, the norm of the third dimensional thinking of conditioning. Because everybody lives in that conditioning, because it's passed genetically and we become clones. That's why so many younger people in the last, say, 20 years are really rebelling and trying to find their own individuality, their self, who they are, what they are, or where could they possibly be going. That's a brilliant thing, because they're trying to break the changes. No, that's not right.
Chains.
They're trying to break the old links of conditioning from their parents to them by not becoming a clone and becoming an individual.
Which is what it's all about, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Conscious evolution is finding yourself and discovering your individuality.
Yes. We learn to become an individual and grow beyond our conditioning, our fears, our insecurities. We also learn all the possibilities that we have been limited by our conditioning. And we step beyond those boundaries. Even if we were standing on the street or in a park and a bunch of police turned around and said, "Don't move or we'll shoot. You have to do this. You have to do this. You have to do that." And you look at them and you smile and you said, "No, I will not do what you ask." And they shoot you. The body falls to the ground. Maybe the spirit does too. Or maybe the spirit doesn't. The spirit stands there and suddenly realizes, "Oh, I've just been shot. Oh, my body's dead. But hey, I'm alive," because you got that spiritual connection to the knowledge. That is the real essence of who you are. And that's what we need to learn. So we can literally, eventually, go back to the soul on our own decision and become the soul of who we are and become 100% completely limitless. And that's very important.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's heavy. It's something that a lot of people will not understand. But they don't understand the reality of life's existence because they've been conditioned by hundreds or thousands of violent wars, violent emotions throughout every lifetime. And all of that, Michael, is conditioning, self-conditioning. And that's what we got to break, that chain.
This concludes another episode of Kuntarkis. If you'd like to find out more about Kuntarkis, find his website, which is etcconsciousness.com. He has articles there, he has his books listed there, and also if you have any reason to contact us in general for any reason, just email kuntarkis@gmail.com. That's it for now. Thanks so much for listening. My name is Michael Yon, and stay tuned for more.